Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, July 11th edition of the Contributor Comms Team meeting. As a reminder, this meeting, just like all meetings in the open source Kubernetes community, operates under a code of conduct, which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. Here at the beginning of the meeting, we like to offer an opportunity for anyone on the call to introduce themselves in case someone is watching the recording on YouTube and hasn't met any of us before or anything like that. So totally optional here at the beginning of the meeting. If you would like to introduce yourself, you can. I will go first because I like to use it as an excuse to explain what the meeting is. Hello, everyone. I'm Caslin Fields, and I am a co-lead of this sub-project, which is the Contributor Communications sub-project within the Special Interest Group for Contributor Experience in Open Source Kubernetes, which I am also a co-chair of. So I'm a co-chair of the parent group and also a co-lead of this group. In this meeting, we talk about contributor communications. The purpose of this group is to make sure that folks within the contributor community know about things that they should know about that are going on, and also that folks outside of the contributor community know about the awesome work that contributors are doing. We accomplish these things through various means, including sending group emails to contributor aliases and running social media accounts for the project and stuff, which we'll talk about today.
Mhm. Stuff is
Would
a
anyone
very
else
good
like to
word.
introduce themselves? Oh, and she, her
Hey,
pronouns.
yes, thank you. Hi, I'm Chris Short, pronouns he, him. I work at a startup called CIQ. We are the primary backers of Rocky Linux. Been in the community a long time, held a lot of different jobs while being here, but the one thing that has stayed constant is this need for better communication between contributors, users, and the greater public. So that's why when Paris Pittman created this idea or had this idea, I jumped on because I saw the need, and here we are today, many years later. So yeah, be curious. Feel free to ask questions. I'm sure there's a lot of, if you're new to the community and you're on this call, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Feel free to ping me on Slack. If I don't get to it right away, understand that I have a life and a day job, but I will get to it. I promise.
With enough pinging, at least.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to introduce themselves? Totally optional. Dogs. The dogs would like to introduce themselves, Mario.
My dog just showed up. Hello, love dog.
No other introductions today?
Yeah, hi Kathleen.
Welcome.
Myself Rahul. Yeah, I am also new in this community, and right now I am contributing into the LWKD right now.
Welcome. Always
That's
wonderful to have folks from LWKD on here. It's like a sub-project of our sub-project. We often don't have folks, so thank you for being here.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Mm. Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Swati. I was here during the last contributor experience meeting just the day before yesterday. I had a very good time, so I'm back here again. I am very interested in cloud native technologies, and Kubernetes is one of the cornerstones of it. So I'm very excited to learn and contribute to the project. And regarding me, I was also an LFX mentee last year for the Open Mainframe project. And yes.
I don't think I knew that there was an open mainframe project, but I am now interested.
Yep, I worked on a white paper on mainframe modernization.
That sounds really cool, actually. Remember back in the day when Justin Garrison ran a white paper book club? I miss those days. We should. I want to read that though. Thank you very much, Swati. Anyone else like to introduce themselves? Totally optional. Alrighty then. There's two last housekeeping items. One that I always forget that I do is, this is a very casual call. So, so if you missed the chance to introduce yourself and later on in the call you're like, I really wish I had done that, feel free to hop in and say, I'd like to introduce myself. We would love to hear from you. If there's any point along the way where we're talking about something and you're like, what on earth is going on? Please feel free to ask us questions. A very casual call. And then the last housekeeping item is note taker. So for all of these meetings, we like to ask for a volunteer to take notes. The purpose of the note taker role is, and what they do is follow along with the discussion that's happening in the meeting and take notes as best you can so that folks after the call, if they want to check up on what happened during the discussion, can check the notes. And it's really kind of a group effort. Folks help each other out with this, but it's good to have someone focused on it. So would anyone like to volunteer to be our note taker today?
Yes,
I will. Okay. Yeah,
I can do
sure.
that.
Okay.
Avni, we'll give Avni a chance to try it. Thank you so much, Swati, for doing it last time. And feel free to
Yep.
hop
No
in
worries.
and add in.
Yeah.
Avni is our note taker today. I'll add that to the notes. Thank you, Avni, and thank you, Swati, for last time. We do this every time, so I'd love to get a crew going.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Note taker crew. All right, then. So I think with that, we'll dive into our agenda. The first item on our agenda is messages of the week. This is where we try to remember what's going on in this world. This world, the Kubernetes world, not the bigger world. So for messages of the week, we're looking for things that are going on in the Kubernetes community that Kubernetes folks ought to know about, especially for the Last Week in Kubernetes Development newsletter, which goes out every week and targets contributors, trying to let folks know what's going on in the community. But also we have our social media channels, which also address end users and the general public. So anything going on either within the community that contributors need to know about or that folks outside might need to know about. So any messages of the week that folks can think of for this week? I think the something for Maintainer Summit is still open. That's not the registration. The CFP, did the CFP close on July 7th? Or was that something else? I'll look it up. Maintainer Summit, KubeCon, North America. By the way, KubeCon India is coming up in August. We should think about if there's anything there. But KubeCon North America has a Maintainer Summit.
CFP
KubeCon
closes
India
on the
does too.
20th.
Thank you. I knew one of them closed on the 20th and something closed on the 7th. I don't remember what that was. Oh, it was Maintainer Track closed on
Yes.
the 7th. So that is something that we should make sure that contributors know about. That it's not here. Project opportunities, Maintainer Summit. The call for proposals for the Maintainer Summit is still open. So I'll grab that link. Boop. And you can write some stuff around that to explain what it is. But it is the Maintainer Summit CFP.
Yes, and Mario calls in the need to be a org member or tag lead or project maintainer, graduated project maintainer.
So this
there's
is
some stipulations.
Yeah, which you might want to note in the notes, Avni. It's in the chat if you want to grab from what.
Yes, and please don't link to the Sessionize page. Link to the link that I posted into the channel, which goes in the Maintainer Summit site.
Perfect. Thank you.
Same thing. Yep.
Good call. Yeah. So one option that we also have available to us for communicating things to the contributor community is pinging like the chairs and tech leads channel in Slack or the leads at Kubernetes mailing list, which are moderated which is a moderated mailing list. But things like this we can send to it. Good catch. Thank you, Mario. There's no maintainer summit for India, so it's not like we have any of that stuff, and it wouldn't be open at this point anyway. But we do have social media for India.
Yeah, someone wrote that the person wanted to do posts. Honestly, I haven't checked if the person did something.
Yeah, I haven't
I
either, but
wanted
now.
to do that.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to write social media posts, but I got lost because I couldn't understand some things. So I had
Yeah.
some questions around it. Can I
Now's a
reach
good
out
chance
to?
to ask.
Yes, I wanted to ask that some show that it should be not posted, and I wanted to ask questions around it also. Can I reach out with the list to after this meeting? List of questions.
Just
Sure,
go
but
into the comms channel on Slack. I'll grab a link. Ask there
yeah.
so that you get all of
Yes,
our feedback, not just one person's feedback.
yes, I will. Thank you.
You're
Thank
also
you.
welcome to ask here. There might be other folks on
Yes.
the call who also want to do social media posts for us, and I'd love to help everyone out with understanding it. If you have any that you're comfortable asking, feel free to
Yes.
ask in Slack as well. But
Okay.
and also, having to remember the questions on the spot is challenging.
Mhm.
Yes.
But I could give a little review of this if anyone hasn't seen it before. So we run social media for the project. So when a KubeCon is coming up, we usually try to do a bunch. We try to set up a bunch of posts to go out during the event. So you can see, for example, KubeCon Japan. Thank you very much, Susan, who's on the call, for doing these. So basically, we try to set up a schedule of, for example, lightning talks are happening on Monday, and so we want to post about those at 10:30. We usually also put in like when the lightning talks are happening, but we have it here in the message at least. June 17th at 11:30. So this description column will tell you what we need a post about. This column tells you what date and time we plan to make the post, what platform we're going to post it on, which tells you the character limit if you need to know that. And then here is where you can write the post. So for KubeCon Japan, that was in June. So these are all filled out. KubeCon India is here. I'm not sure if anyone has gone through to make sure that these dates are correct. Only the first ones are, it looks like, because these ones are August and these ones are November. But this one is August 6th, so maybe these ones just need to be removed.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about those. I'm still really shaky on day 0 and when there's multiple. So technically, there's a day
Yeah.
0 and maybe a day -1 this time
Yep.
because there's events. Yeah, so I wasn't sure about those. So I left them in to remind myself to ask how we want to do that.
Thank you,
Just
Susan.
You're welcome.
just add or remove stuff by the best capabilities. That's usually what Kathleen and me did also for last minute stuff, especially when we didn't had the time to fill everything out. We just purely add or remove new topics, or it's basically a guideline, not this is the fixed framework.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So if there's a day
Thank you.
0 and a day -1, and it starts on August 6th, right? So August 5th would be the day 0, and day -1 would be August 4th? If that's the case,
I
then I would
believe
add
so.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
If
you're
that's the
right.
case, then I would add
Yes,
stuff
because it's
before
6 and
August 5th.
7. Okay.
Yeah. So I'd add like August 4th stuff above here. It'd be like, boop, insert row above, change the color, because I use the colors for days. And I use the darker ones for end user facing versus contributor facing, but that's just me. You don't have to do that.
No, it was really helpful.
Nice.
I thought
find
so
them
at
helpful.
least.
If it's a darker color, then I know that I need to do a longer, that I can do a longer post. Where if it's a lighter color, I know I can do a smaller post, and I know that the day is changing if I'm reaching the end of a color. So that's why I did that. But yeah, so I'd add like an August 4th up here and move things around. Things I would think about are like, I need to make sure that I have posts about the event starting, about what events are going on each day. That's pretty much it. Thank you. So I'm gonna, I'll just remove that for now and let you go back to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we've got August 6th and 7th, and this is a 2-day KubeCon, so that covers the days of the actual event, right? And then these ones down here are also old ones that we probably don't need. Yeah, because it's not a 3-day KubeCon. So I'll just delete these. Can always get something similar back from the other example ones. Awesome.
Perfect.
So
that was my other question. So since we copied from an old one, like on bottom of the green section.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I will go ahead and remove preview for day 3 since that's not relevant to this one, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Good call.
perfect.
Definitely.
I didn't change too much because I just wasn't sure. But many questions.
That's why the examples are there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that is a good point. If you're interested, so I'll explain the current state actually. So if you're interested in helping with writing social media posts for KubeCon India, these ones that say August 5th or August 6th or August 7th, those are the correct dates. So these should be things that we probably actually need for that event. So you can come in here, look at what the thing is that we need. KubeCon begins tomorrow. There's no contributor summit, so I'll take that off.
I need to update many descriptions now that I know.
Sorry.
Yeah. And note that sometimes they're not completely accurate. So if something seems off, you can ping us in the comms channel and someone will let you know if that's what you need to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you just write the post about the thing. And yeah. Wonderful. I'm so excited that that's where that is. Thank you, Susan. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Any other questions about the social media posts for KubeCon India right now that folks want to ask in the meeting? Casual call. Feel free at any time. One other thing that folks get hung up on with this is, so I wrote the posts, but how do I get them into the social media platforms? And the answer to that is don't worry about it because we'll take care of that for you. We just need folks to write them because writing like 50 posts for every KubeCon is very difficult.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we've got social posts coming up for KubeCon India. Any other messages of the week? I'll point out that the maintainer summit thing is something we might want to direct at chairs and TLs. Oh, new contributor orientation is next week.
Jeez. Yeah, I'll be out of town. Sorry.
And I need someone who can run it for me. I have not.
Yeah.
Forgot to ask.
Ooh.
Might end up moving that one at this point. We'll see. Because I've also not done the issue. The prep for these has been falling off. It's no wonder that the attendance at them has been falling off. So things we need to do for new contributor orientation being next week, we should really let folks. It's on Tuesday, so I don't know if that makes sense for the last week in Kubernetes development publishing schedule at this point.
Yeah.
But we should probably set up social media posts about it, and we need to ping chairs and tech leads to say, hey, are there any new open issues that you want help with? And ideally, we should make a good first issue just to be like, attend new contributor orientation. So
I mean,
let's continue.
theoretically, we could also say we skip July and August for summer break.
Yeah, that kind of makes
We
sense
could.
at this point, I feel like.
Though it is next week. But also we've been getting like 5 people at these. So
yeah, and we didn't send out any comms yet for next week.
This is true.
Yeah. So our first comms could be, hey, by the way, sorry we didn't take it off the calendar sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
could also say we are going into summer break. See you in September.
Though I also wonder, like, for students who are getting out of school now, this might be the first one in the summer for them. And if folks are like trying to do open source projects over the summer, they might actually want that.
I can only speak for the problem is I don't know how summer breaks are defined, because currently half of Germany's states are on summer vacation and the other half is not.
Interesting.
Because they are not parallel. They are like each of the states get an own date for their summer break.
Oh, interesting.
Fun fact.
So
in Japan,
when the first one starts, the last and when the first one ends their summer break, the last one starts their summer break.
Interesting. In Japan, the summer break is like a break in the middle of the year, kind of like a spring break is in the US, rather than being like the end of the year, start of a new one. That's how the US does it. But interesting that Germany does like staggered summer breaks.
I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like it. That way the whole country doesn't become like when spring break happens in Michigan. If it's all the schools at once, it's utter chaos on the highways. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
True. Welcome to Open Source Kubernetes, where you learn weird things about the way the world works.
I love it though, right? Like I cannot tell you how much this project has helped me better understand the world around me.
Yeah, so if folks have opinions on new contributor orientation, how that would go over at this time of year in your country, please let us know in the chat or loud.
Would it be wrong to just share the slide deck and ask them to go through it if
it's
not going
available?
To be
they can go through it anytime. No one can find it.
Oh, it's there. It's available. I didn't look for it.
No one can find it.
No one can find it. That's why I have it open all the time.
It is there's a GitHub. So in the Kubernetes community repo in GitHub, within the mentoring folder, there is a new contributor orientation folder.
Oh God.
Okay, I see DevStats.
We can make a short link.
Yeah, let me
Was April the most recent one we've did? Because that's the one I have open right now.
From the GitHub? We're just really bad about uploading it.
Yeah, no, like I'm talking about the slideshow itself.
No, there are other ones. We're also what? Why am I so bad at navigating GitHub? We tend to kind of just share the actual slide deck, like Google Slides, Google Drive version of the slide deck, just kind of amongst ourselves as we get it done in like the day or two before the thing actually happens. See, so we're in Kubernetes community on GitHub, and then there's mentoring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then here in mentoring, there's new contributor orientation, and here are slides. No one can find it. I'll put that in the chat.
All right.
And we're also bad about uploading them. So there's an April one up. I think Darshan, you made that happen, or someone did, because they offered to do it as like a thing at the new contributor.
Yeah, I did it in April.
Thank you, Darshan.
And May as well.
What are your opinions, Darshan, as someone who's run the last few America's new contributor orientations, on whether you think
I think
taking
it's
a
great
summer break
because
makes
even few people, 5 people joined last time.
yeah.
It makes sense to run it because that continuity gave people to come back if they want to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
The
that's a good
continuity
point.
is
I
the good
believe
part.
when I ran the sessions, we did not do social media advertisement. With less advertisement, we were able to attract 5 people. Enough awareness out there, we can definitely um, attract a lot of people. I do know for a fact that, for example, I've been contributing for over 2 years now. I did not know this existed until recently. So, and it gave me so much perspective about, especially the slides that we have. It's so useful. It's just we need to tell people to join and come to these sessions. It's my
Speaking of which, Darshan, have I gotten you a buffer account? You could do those social media posts.
I can
This is true.
try. I have to get permission from my employer, but yeah, sure.
Uh, for buffer, I mean, Apple is pretty particular, so I'd check into it. But the way that social media posts work for us is this is Buffer. This is the tool that we use to manage all of our different social media accounts. And so you create your own account. And with the free account, you can put your own social media platforms on there and stuff. But we have a team for Kubernetes contributors. So I have a Caslin personal where I would go to all of my personal accounts and I could do stuff there. But when I'm in Kate's contributors, I can post using the Kate's contributors X account, Mastodon, LinkedIn, Kubernetes IO. So I'm not posting as myself.
No.
And then I would just write a post, select all of the channels that I want to send that post to, write the post, and then you customize for each network. Sorry, and add it to the queue. So there's nothing identifiable in writing social media posts.
Oh, then yeah, sure. I don't mind helping there.
Just let me know your email address, send it to me on Slack, and I'll send you the invite.
Okay, that would be great.
It would be great. More people doing social media would be great. Alrighty. So there's that. Let's move along to see if we can do a little bit of that work on promoting new contributor orientation at the end of the call, because we probably won't have time. We probably won't. But if it's going to
No.
get done, that would be the easiest way for it to get done for me.
Mhm.
So I think that's probably good on messages of the week. Let's move on to new items. This is an item that we discussed a little bit in the ContribEx meeting on Wednesday. SIG kiosks. So this is something that came up in the chairs and tech leads meeting on Tuesday. It's been a week of Kubernetes meetings for me. We were discussing the idea of, instead of doing a meet and greet, which is an activity that we've run at KubeCons in the past, where we try to kind of do a lunch opportunity for folks to come and meet the Kubernetes contributors. Nobody does that because they don't understand what it is and they can't find it, and there's all kinds of problems. So it doesn't end up giving us what we want, which is an opportunity to interact with the attendees at KubeCon and tell them about contributing. So instead of that, there is another opportunity we have, which is the Project Pavilion at KubeCons. Maintainers can apply to have a booth there. Kubernetes usually doesn't, because we're just so big and it would require so much coordination. But SIGs can apply for their own individual kiosks, and a few have in the past, and they've seen really positive results. So we've been talking about how we want to do that going forward and how we can use it to address the problem with the meet and greet. And so, Mario, did you want to talk about it, or shall I talk about what we?
There's an ongoing discussion, so we will, if we want to have a booth, we will only get one booth. So it's not like every SIG gets a booth. This is basically stated by the CNCF. Because
Yeah,
we have
so
many
CNCF has
SIGs.
told us, instead of having the SIGs apply for booths, which is one option we were discussing, instead they do want us to do a single Kubernetes booth in the Project Pavilion, which means that SIG ContribEx has to organize all of the SIGs getting their own slots at that booth.
I would still argue that this does not necessarily make sense, because people who are going there might not know about the concept of a SIG. They are interested in, hey, I want to talk, I want to potentially contribute to Kubernetes.
Well, that's what this this option kind of does. Is it has the Kubernetes booth. Just the way that we actually implement that is we can only have a couple of people at the booth at a time. So if we organize
Yeah.
it so that a specific SIG is at that booth at the given time, they're talking to someone about contributing to Kubernetes. It's just that nobody knows about contributing to Kubernetes all up all the time. So it's good to have the specific ones.
And there's also some leads who still want to have a meet and greet.
Oh, really?
You can
Okay.
never please everybody.
Nope.
It's an ongoing. I think it's still an ongoing discussion. So there's like a thread that grew bigger really fast since yesterday in the Chairs and Tech Leads channel, and
I
I
hadn't
think there's no
realized.
outcome yet.
Okay. So the struggle with that with this group and why it's in our agenda is that the application for a booth in the project pavilion closes in 10 days. So if we want to ask the SIGs to apply for their own booths, we need to be telling them to do that because they don't have much time to do it. If we're just going to do one Kubernetes booth, then it doesn't really matter. We can work with the CNCF and make that happen.
Yeah.
So it sounds like at this point, no call for comms on this, probably.
No call for comms on this because 6 won't get a booth.
So I'm going to okay. One way or another, we're not doing the SIG booths.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I feel like I know how this is going to end, but
Yes, you do.
that's fine. How do I cross out text? A really annoying thing with Google Docs is there's
The button is missing.
there's a short a key combo for striking through text, but it is overridden by 1Password. So anyway.
Yes.
All right. So
change
no
that,
need
but
for
whatever.
comms to do that. But it was important for us to discuss, and it's good for comms to be aware of because there may be comms coming down the line around this. The one shift only option. I think what you had there was fine, Avni. It's good to have the notes. Oh, this is the, oh, yep. Anyway, we can just say no comms are needed at this time, but keep an eye on this. You could put that as the note.
One of the steering members asked for a survey.
Great.
What survey?
Who would be interested in staffing a booth?
Oh,
Oh,
this
this
is
is
really a
just about the survey.
survey. That's really a sign.
I thought it was another survey. And I was like, I have to go find the rules for surveys again.
No, regarding the thing.
The thing. The meet and greet thing.
Okay.
Booth thing. Yeah.
Yeah, all of it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let people work toward the inevitable conclusion of that. Any other new items that folks know of? Any things going on in the Kubernetes community that need communications? We've had folks be have noticed that CNCF is changing their certification stuff, and we're like, oh, we could tell people about that. So things going on in the community.
Do we already know regarding election when is the timeline that people can self-nominate and stuff like this for steering?
I think they're still trying to get one more election officer.
Oh no, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was solved.
Thought so too.
It wasn't as of Tuesday.
Ooh, great.
I mean, we need to finish the election until September.
Yeah, usually. Not looking good at the moment. So for the comms notes, the Kubernetes Steering Committee election is coming up. That's usually in August. It seems like the time frame is going to be a little awkward and a little late this time, probably. We're still waiting on some news for the timelines. Yep. So I think just keep an eye on that. I don't think we have anything that we can say about it just yet. Any other new items? We only have 15 minutes left in this call already.
I know, but I love the fact that we're helping people learn about the project.
Yeah.
Regardless. Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next item. Any updates and big wins, things that have been published or ongoing things that we want to do updates on? I think we've covered a lot. So probably just move into the board at this point.
Yeah, go ahead. I
feel like our comms meetings are kind of a this week in Kubernetes development themselves.
Maybe, yeah.
They are recorded.
Praise it.
All right, so here is our board where we track a variety of different types of work that we do, primarily blogs. To review the blog situation, typically we have an evergreen project in our group where folks can write a spotlight blog anytime. You would interview the chairs or the leads of a special interest group within Kubernetes, learn about what they do. Perfectly fine to be absolutely new to the project because the idea is that you write up what you learned and other folks who are new to the project can learn about it too. But at the moment, we have an issue where we don't have enough reviewers for the SIG docs side of writing blogs. So normally we have a round of review within our team that is like proofreading blogs. But then it goes to SIG docs, which is a bit more complicated in the types of review that they have to do. We've had one person in our group be interested in helping them out with that. But you'll need to talk with SIG docs if you want to help us write blogs again, because we don't have enough reviewers to do it right now. There are still a few in progress that started before the hold, but mostly we've kind of put a pause on that project. But let's talk about what's in the board. So there is a working group policy spotlight blog, one of those that was in progress before the hold took place. Let's see what the current status of this one is. Looks good to merge. Get it scheduled and published. Oh, great. It took us so long to get this blog out that the working group disbanded.
Oh my God. Yeah. Jesus. It happens. That's the only thing I can really say.
So Arujval is managing this one. He saw that comment. He asked what he needs to do for it. So I should probably put a new comment on this to let Josh and to tell Josh and Arujval that they should sync back up on that. But I'm not logged in hub, so let me fix that. Oh, but I am over. Oh, okay. I am in a different profile on my machine, so
Ooh,
I'll just do it there.
Fancy.
So it is SIG docs that I need to go to if I want to help with editing for like grammar, punctuation, non-technical kind of stuff, right?
Both actually.
Any of the proofreading.
For SIG docs, the tricky things that they deal with are like scheduling the blog post and making sure that it meets their high bar of quality, whatever that means. They have their own guides on like what they require for the reviewing. For our team, it's just casual proofreading is the level of review that we do.
Anything you want proofread in that arena, I'm happy to help with.
You should put that in
Not
Slack.
that this gets us unstuck, but
but it's always good to have. go to SIG ContribEx comms and just put a note in there that you're interested in helping with proofreading. That way someone might remember when we actually have something so that we can ask you. Reminder to work out how to modify this blog since the working group disbanded. So I did that in another tab that I'm not showing because I was actually logged in over there. All right, let's go back to the board. This one is a related one. Sometimes we have multiple items in the board that refer to the same thing. So that's what's going on here. Moving into things that need review. There's a bunch of things that have been closed due to inactivity. Notify comms team when a new issue is created. This is an evergreen thing that we're always trying to make better. Hasn't had any updates in a while. Mario,
So
you had been working on something on it, but that
I
was a while
have
ago.
what is potentially a terrible idea.
Great.
Let AI do it for us.
I mean,
We can connect GitHub into Zapier and somehow figure this out, right? Like there's got to be a way to skin this cat.
true. It's not like it's also kind of a fluffy
Right.
thing. It's
Mhm.
like a new issue is created that has something to do with us. Make sure that we know about it. It's kind of a soft problem. Non-determinism does have a role to play in soft problems like that sometimes. There probably is something there, but figuring out what it is and how to implement it would probably take a while. Time that I certainly do not have.
Mm.
So that is something that someone could look into. Do we want to leave it in a place where we continue to think about that, or do we want to move it to like blocked waiting? We're not thinking about this right now. Opinions? I'll leave it for now. Next one is Spotlight SIG Kate's Infra. Akansha wrote a draft. Frederico reviewed it in February. And Federico isn't on today. I think he had said that he was trying to work with Akansha to figure out the current state of that and had been having trouble with it. So we'll sync up on that again another time. Add LinkedIn to Kates.io and Kates.dev. Who remembers where this one was?
Thought it was done because there was multiple issues for this. I feel like too.
There might have been. 568 fixes this. Yeah, you said that it was fixed, but then didn't close.
Really?
Thing.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
closed as not planned right now.
Boo.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay, thank
523.
you.
Got it. All right.
538.
Wait. No, the issue number.
Oh, 568 is the one that fixes it.
Yes.
Yes. All right, next one, SIG UI Spotlight. Roosevelt started to work on that in July of last year, theoretically. We unassigned him. He ended up not doing this one. And it was just one of our to-do ones showing that one hadn't been done. And it just had been open for too long. And so now it's stale. Moving on to the next one. Spotlight on SIG Kate's Infra. I think this one is in a similar... Oh, yeah, that's right. Very interesting one, but SIG Kate's Infra didn't have time to do it at the time, and I don't think they do right now either. So these ones are valid as to-dos, but they just got closed due to inactivity. Add all use cases for Zapier automation. I said in June that there was work to be done here and reopened it. Chris, do you remember what you were going to do with add all use cases for Zapier automation?
Yeah, I was going to make documentation, but yeah. Time. Do you want to leave it in? It's not in preliminary review, unless it is. I don't think so.
Should I move it back to do?
Yeah. Unless something happened, I would have linked things up though.
I can't
So
do that here. I will do that in the window where I'm actually logged in. Will it update automatically? No. Then there was a steering spotlight blog that Arpit was working on. He shared the draft with Federico in May. I do think this one exists and is slowly moving. Let's move on to in progress. Federico was working on one on SIG auth. Avni was interested in picking this up, but SIG auth was not being responsive.
They haven't responded.
What was that, Avni?
They haven't responded. We have sent the question. They said they will reply in 2 or 3 weeks. We are waiting for their response.
I would suggest pinging them again.
I will do it today.
Thank you. This is open source. Folks miss things and mean to do things and forget, so sometimes we have to pester. SIGDoc Spotlight. Arpit wanted to do this after KubeCon, but he's still working on the Spotlight blog, so it's claimed still, but not actively in progress. I think that's okay for that one. And kubectl Spotlight. I keep telling Arpit that he should do that, but I don't see him getting to it anytime soon. So that's it for the in progress review and review columns. To do is just kind of a parking lot for open things that folks could take on if they felt very strongly about it. We've got one here of a new contributor story blog series. Every now and then folks come up with ideas that they're like, it would be really cool if we did that. But it requires actual like ownership and doing things over a long period of time, which is very difficult. So that idea exists, but you'd have to be very dedicated to actually do it. And then there's new contributor orientation blog, which Arpit wrote. It was very long and he split it up and I don't know what happened to that. So I should probably check in with Arpit on that. SIG apps is one of those spotlights that's available, but we've got a hold on blogging, so it doesn't matter. And then access audits, an evergreen thing. So that's it for the board.
Hey, just to add that I'm part of SIG storage for a while. Maybe I can take that out. Spotlight for SIG storage.
Yeah, that would
awesome.
be. Yeah. If you feel like that's a thing that you can push through right now, since you're part of that group and actually talk to people, I would say go ahead and do it and we'll figure out the issues with the blog reviewing.
Okay.
So we can do that.
Thanks.
Let me add that to the board. In progress. SIG storage. Because it's not on the board, I bet we've done one on SIG storage in the past, but it's probably been quite a while. So
it's probably been a long time, yeah.
So please do. And that would be in. Oh dear. Creating issues actually requires thought.
Whoops. Thinking of a mistake.
Yes, it was. I created it as an issue. I'll refresh this so you can actually see that. And Darshan, would you like to assign yourself? Let me grab the link for you.
Yep.
There it is in the chat, and you can assign yourself.
Cool, thanks.
All right, and we've got 4 minutes left. We've completed the board in so much as we need to. Anything else that folks want to talk about?
I need to drop. I have another meeting at the top of the hour I need to get ready for.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, then with that, I think that we will close up a couple minutes early. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. And I might hang out for just a couple minutes and get a couple more things done if folks want to hang out. But we'll say goodbye to our friends on YouTube. Thank you for joining today, everyone. Goodbye, YouTube.